But Miko, you asked a while ago that etong San Miguel, almost the same as Talk and Text, another loaded lineup. I think that one main difference between San Miguel and Talk and Text, San Miguel a much better defensive team compared to Talk and Text, and that would give Alaska a bit more problems.
Here's Santos, deep right corner. And he goes over the backboard, on the bubong.
On the border, not yet crossing.
Hihiram ka na ng walis ting-ting nito para para maabot to. Yung tsinelas, no? Itsahan mo ng tsinelas. Para tuloy yung laro. Otherwise, uwian na. We've done that once in...
May budget naman ang PBA. Dalawa po lang natin.
So action continues in the opening quarter. 2 points ang batin ng San Miguel. Simpson harassed by two Beermen. Here's the Vance. The Vance inside. The Vance fires and we're tied.
One thing quite noticeable on the part of San Miguel, every time Diamond Simpson gets the basketball, they are doubling him because they don't have that one guy as big as him in that starting unit. So the rest of the guys for Alaska got to be ready to shoot.
Open shot para kay Gabe Freeman. Of course, you'd rather see Freeman take shots from the outside than wreak havoc under the basket.
At nakita natin si Diamond Simpson actually stepping back because he knows the quickness of Freeman too much for him outside.
A miss by the Vance. 2-point lead para sa San Miguel. 2 minutes having gone by here in game number 1. Freeman against Simpson. Freeman fires again. You know, in Alaska's desire to dictate tempo, LA Tenorio plays such a big role. In fact, you can make an argument there's no other player in this Alaska team that can dictate the tempo for Tim Cone aside from LA Tenorio.
We talked about it at the top, how LA Tenorio, when he's on the floor, he's the maestro of this orchestra that is called the Triangle Offense for Alaska. So it's critical that he's on the floor and to be able to, like you said, put on the brakes when he has to and step on the gas when he wants to.
Here's Kabagnot on the left side. Washington for 3. Rebound para kay Simpson. Tenorio will call a timeout here para sa Alaska. Eksaktong 3 minuto na ang nakalipas dito sa opening quarter with San Miguel on top by 4 points, 8-4. It's a 30-second timeout brought to you by Hanby Fix, ang first aid ng bahay mo, Bonzol and Sealzol.
Fairly early timeout for Coach Tim Cone. 3 minutes into the game. Usually in the finals, although he has a lot of players na masabi natin ang dami ng experience sa finals, you want to make sure that you steady the troops because no matter what, no matter how many times you've been to the finals, that feeling in that first game, iba yun, nakakapagod dahil may halong excitement at saka kaba.
Joe Devans, Cyrus Baguio, all trying to help Tim Cone win yet another PBA championship as we go back to Patricia Bermuda's season.
You know, Miko, the only advantage that San Miguel has over Alaska is bench depth. And this, according to Coach Sean Tangkinsen, who says it's still a team game and what matters most is that how they come or put all that talent together. Now, San Miguel acknowledges that Alaska plays well with Simpson and Tenorio, who has been key. So they really devised a plan against Diamond's post offense and stopping LA from making things happen. And Don even says it. It starts and ends with LA. And as you mentioned, Jason, you have to beat LA. So it's all about how much effort they put in on defense, particularly against these guys. Miko and Jason?
Nobody really wants to talk about the Heat, huh? It's always about LA. LA Tenorio. 8.5 remaining in the opening quarter. Here's Washington, blocked from behind by Simpson. He goes up again, and a relentless effort by Jay Washington, and he has 4 points.
And give credit to the guys at San Miguel because they continue to attack the interior knowing that Diamond Simpson is out there and he's a shot blocker. After one block, tuloy pa rin yung opensa nila.
Check out the first 2 points of Jay Washington in this game. Now here's De La Cruz. Simpson against Washington. Simpson advantage, but he missed the jump hook. Rebound para kay Freeman. He'll get a lot of those tonight. Arwin Santos posting up Tenorio. Devans helping out. Cross court they go on Tiveros. They swing the ball over to Freeman. Freeman given all the opportunity to take the outside shot, but Arwin Santos recovers the loose ball, and he scores off the glass.
San Miguel just showing its athleticism from the number one guy to the last guy on the floor. If you're Alaska, you have to put a body on guys like Arwin Santos and Jay Washington because they are guys that are going to gobble up offensive rebounds.
Here's Simpson, drop step. Oh! Three Pierman ganging up on Diamond Simpson. Here comes Washington to Kabagdon. Kabagdon, open shot. Ontiveros! Yes, sir! And a blistering start by the San Miguel Beermen. 15-4 here in the opening quarter.
Well, here's that offense of Diamond Simpson. You know the double's coming? Give credit to Arwin Santos just erasing that attempt by a 6'6 guy. And Don Ontiveros, one of the best finishers from three-point land, giving his team a big lead.
Back in a moment. Back to action inside the Big Dome. Alaska needing to regroup. San Miguel surging ahead here, 15-4 in the opening quarter. Here's Washington. He fakes, he fires. Rebound para kay Simpson. Don Ontiveros really sticking closely to Cyrus Baguio for good reason. Meantime, here's Simpson. Inside they go, the Bats against Freeman.
Good setup there on the part of Alaska. High-low play. Seeing Diamond Simpson pulling out the big man to give Joe DeVance an opportunity down low.
Still a 9-point lead para sa San Miguel. Ontiveros being bothered here by Baguio. 8 to shoot. Ontiveros up and under. And oh, almost but not quite. And they'll say it's last touch on Alaska.
But during the break, we were talking about this, Miko, how for Alaska, just little warning signs right there very early in the game. Seemed that the intensity level drop off from Game 7 of the semifinals to Game 1 of the finals. Dahil alam nga natin, napakahirap nun because it was so emotionally draining to beat Talk and Text in that Game 7.
Good play. And finally, Diamond Simpson gets away uncontested for a change. Because he's met by 2-3 defenders every time he has the ball.
And that's another guy that we should take a look at that will be under the microscope, Diamond Simpson. Remember, he's 22 years old. This might be the biggest series of his career, a championship series here in the PBA.
Gabe Freeman put a big shot there. So it's back to an 11-point lead para sa San Miguel. As we cross the halfway mark of the first quarter, and Simpson missed the first attempt. And Kabagdon clears the rebound. Nakatingin kay Gabe Freeman. Kabagdon will step on the break. Sends it to Ontiveros for three. And now let's go to Chicky Reyes.
Thank you, Miko. You know, in the last huddle of Alaska, no plays were designed. It was a timeout full of stern reminders. Coach Tim told his boys that they have to pick up their game. They can't play soft. They can't be slow in their reaction. And they have to sprint down on defense and not jog. Miko, Jason?
Salamat, Chicky. At naka-score doon si Cyrus Baguio, his first 2 points of the series. And it's still a 9-point lead para sa San Miguel, 19-10. 4:39 to go in the first.
And off that timeout, 6-0 run, courtesy of Alaska. Sometimes you call that timeout early just to remind your boys that they're in the finals and they can't give away these free minutes to a team like San Miguel.
Bagong shot clock para sa San Miguel. Here's Ontiveros on the right side. Washington is in motion. 12 to shoot. They go to Cabagnot. Cabagnot drives, loses the ball. It ends up with Arwin Santos. And look at Freeman fight for that rebound. He goes up and he scores.
Miko, what can you say about, you just can't have enough adjectives to explain what Freeman is doing on that offensive glass. He's done it in that series against BMEG, just rebounding, and he continues to give that energy in this game today.
Bear in mind, Freeman, the damage that he did in that series against BMEG, he was doing it against Mark Tingris. At hindi madali yun. Mark Tingris, another energy player. As Arwin Santos scoots in, and Oh, an offensive foul here against Arwin Santos. Second personal against Arwin Santos. As we go back to Patricia.
You know, Coach Straught says that Freeman is the fire in the heart of this team, and we can see this. And Coach said it's to no surprise that he's given the highest honor as an import. And Freeman, I just talked to him, he says he can't explain how great it feels to win back-to-back best import. And he says he's still peaking as of this point. Now, he's the youngest person in this team, and he looks up to everyone as a big brother. And he says he's willing to sacrifice anything for his San Miguel family. Nico?
Thank you, Patricia. 3 and 12 remaining in the first. Lamang ang San Miguel. So glad you could join us para sa Game 1. Alam kong marami nakatutok ngayon sa Solar TV, including 5-year-old Joshua Go. Coming all the way back from the Bay Area, the United States, Balikbayan. Ang unang-unang ginawa niya on his birthday. Watch the PBA right now with his father, Joseph Go, my classmate. We used to call him Shantao back in the day. And here's Simpson. Again, blocked by Freeman. Baguio inside. One-hander. Yes, sir!
So Cyrus Baguio has not seen much daylight in this game because Don Ontiveros has been all over him. But when it's a transition game, the transition game is on. Don cannot locate Cyrus Baguio, and Cyrus Baguio right there using his athletic ability to jump over Dorian Peña.
I think this will be a familiar refrain in the series. You'll have bodies flying under the basket. Bodies will be pushed. Bodies will crash to the floor. You have guys like Pugnatan and Simpson and Arwin Santos in a series.
May Dorian Peña pa. Nakalimutan mo eh.
Hindi, si Dorian yan manunulak yan. Hindi yan lilipad. Siya magpapalipad ng kalaban. And we thank Haynes for being the official underwear of the PBA. Under 3 minutes to go in the first, lamang pa rin ang San Miguel, 21-14. The Ninja is now part of this ball game. Sends it to Cabagnot, and Arwin Santos sends it to Freeman. Shot clock down to 6. Freeman drop pass. Kanya, no. He was caught dancing to the wrong song. Turnover against San Miguel.
Alaska in that set, changing up their defense. Little 2-3 defense right there, little zones, just to mix it up, especially now with San Miguel playing those 3 big men and not a lot of shooters on the floor. They can go to that zone and make San Miguel shoot it from the outside.
Here's Ugnatan, the Swiss Army knife of Alaska's second unit. Simpson outside Ugnatan. Ugnatan fires. And that'll be last touch on the Aces. Under 2 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. Santos fakes, fires. A loose ball foul here against Dorian Peña.
Guys like Dorian Peña and maybe Mick Benisi, who probably did not see action the entire series against BMEC, will be having some minutes, or will have to play some major minutes compared to what they played against BMEC in this series, because they're going to have to throw their body against Diamond Simpson to keep him off the rebounds and the paint.
The NBA and Solar TV bring you the 2010 NBA Asia Challenge. Witness legendary NBA players team up with our PBA legends and superstars, along with the special performance of the Miami Heat dance team. August 27, dito sa Big Dome. Don't miss it. For ticket inquiries, call TicketNet at 911-5555. Nag-aabol ang Alaska dito with a minute and 13 remaining in the first. And Joseph Yeo attacks but misses. Bola ngayon na kay Tenorio. Tenorio goes behind the back. Tenorio on the move. Sets up the Vans. And now Simpson. Peña guarding Diamond Simpson. Simpson with a height advantage. But a nice swipe by Jonas Villanueva. It is a 3-on-2 break. Here's Yeo. Jonas overshoots. Freeman goes up and he is fouled.
Actually, Alaska did a good job of transition defense. Made that 3-on-2 situation a little bit harder, but then not enough bodies following or trailing that play. That's why Cyrus Baguio gets another foul. And gave Freeman, again, opportunity to get points. I believe these are points number 9 and 10 in the first quarter.
And this upcoming free throw brought to you by BMake Derby Ace Premium